Yeah, quiet, quick.
Do it.
Time from that.
Oh.
Yeah, we're not 7 o'clock yet either.
Yeah, normally you're out wandering around. Yeah.
You got up here early.
No, me. Do what?
So you got up here early.
Yeah. You're losing weight again.
I lost like 25 pounds. Stress.
I'd like to call the Tuesday, April 2nd meeting to order. We're going to do our invocation and our pledge, normally both done by our city attorney, but we have pack number 38 here, and they're going to do the pledge for us. If we can get you guys to come up, and then we'll do our invocation, and then you can lead us in the pledge. Please rise. Come on up. Get up so you're up here.
Okay, I'll go ahead then.
Yep.
Our Heavenly Father, we are gathered today with members of our community and with the shared belief that we must treat each other with dignity and respect. In this invocation, I don't ask for you to bow your heads, but to look up at what you can accomplish by working together. I don't ask you to close your eyes, but to keep them wide open to the problems that we face as a city. With your talents and insight, you can lead this community to a better future. As you work together on behalf of all those who live in this city, may you draw strength and encouragement from one another through compassion and reason. This we pray. Amen.
Amen.
The flag's behind.
I pledge allegiance to
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Very good. Good job, guys. Here, I have something for you if you want to take this home with you. Each of you get one. Okay. Bookmarks, or your mom can open jars with them.
You got tall, didn't you?
There you go. Got one? Got one?
Thank you guys
For doing it.
They're so cute.
Here, you can have one. There you go. Got one?
Thank you.
With this? The guilty, is that what you call it? The guilty?
Where'd you put the guilty hammer?
Thank you, thanks for coming.
That's too funny.
All right, now it's gonna get cold in here.
A few things kind of before we get started. You may notice we're not in our normal attire. I don't know if you noticed it or not. Tom does have a tie on under the shirt. But our city clerk, Ann, asked me if it'd be okay if we did this for our Relay for Life City of Oldsmar team, and I thought what better way to do it than for the council to show support. So we are dressed like that for that reason, very casual. But it's a great event, a great cause. It is April 12th and 13th at Canal Park. It starts at 5 on Friday and it ends at 9 or whenever they pack up their tents on Saturday. You never know when you're going to lose someone to cancer or somebody's going to get cancer. There are probably people that are going to be out there at Relay for Life that the day that they get out there, nobody that they know has it, and they wake up the next morning and somebody probably found out that they had cancer. So it's a very worthwhile cause. It's open to the public, so make sure that you get out there and support the City of Oldsmar's team. We're right by the gate, aren't we? Something like that, I think, by the entrance.
Yeah, just inside the gate on the right.
Yep,
Keep
you'll
walking
notice.
around, you'll find us.
What we normally do is the Citizens Open Forum is where we let you address the council on anything that's on your mind that might not be on, that's not on the agenda. But what I want to do before we get started is I'm going to have kind of a one-time mayor's open forum. I talked to the city manager and the city clerk, and it's important to me to do this, not so much for the council that's here or the staff that know me, but I've got kind of a diverse background, and I want to share it with the people that are here and with the people that watch at home because they may not know. I've been in the media for 25 years, most recently on a country radio station, so I'm an entertainer. That's just my nature. And I don't want people to think because I make a cute remark or I say something or I use the 3-foot gavel at the end of the meeting, that I don't have a pride in our city. I very much am proud to be here. I take the responsibility of being mayor very, very importantly, and our staff. I think they know that, but it's important to me because I don't want to come across to those that don't know me as somebody different than who I am. And I wanted to put that out there. I talked to Bruce and to Ann, and that's important to me. I think that you can kind of coexist. I was a civil engineer for 24 years, and they said, you're not your typical civil engineer, and I wasn't. My office was like a circus. The kids loved to come there and play. But when it came down to it, I was a hydraulic engineer and worked on some pretty big projects in Guam, here in the Tampa Bay area, Tampa Palms, Hunters Green, and some various things like that. So when you need to and you got to crunch numbers and you got to be serious, you can, and we can do that up here. But it's also able to have fun, which is kind of why we did this. It's important to me, and I wanted more so the people at home, the people that come here might know that. The council knows who I am. The guy down there, older than dirt, knows, who I am. And I just wanted to take just a moment to get that out there. This is the second meeting, but I thought it important that people know that we are a serious council, but we can have fun, and we can make the two happen together and make our city even a better, more fun city that we like to be at.
After that comment, they do know you now.
Anyway, I just wanted to get that out there. We are going to have the Citizens Open Forum. That's an opportunity for you to address the council. We ask that you state your name clearly at the beginning, your address, and that you keep it to no more than 5 minutes and do not address anything that's on the council. Not very many people over here. Does anybody want to address the council? Go ahead. Gary?
Jerry Antozzi, 509 Shore Drive East. I would like everyone to know that almost 40 people, 20 from the Oldsmobile Club of Florida members and over 20 other Oldsmobile enthusiasts from as far away as California, Arizona, Michigan, Alabama, Georgia, came to Oldsmar last weekend. The Oldsmar Historical Society gave the Oldsmobile cruise through Oldsmar last Friday afternoon, and it couldn't have been done without the help of the city, its staff, the mayor, the council members, Orchid Rogers, president of the Women's Club, library, Bert Weber made sure Tico Hall was reserved for us, Tampa Bay Downs, Margot, had programs ready for the group, and Janet was the guide for the, Janice. Yeah, was the guide for the racetrack, Janice Miller. Gabby McGee, Janice Miller, and myself led the tour. Aaron Gonzalez made sure the 1949 Rio fire truck was out in the parking lot. At the library, Matt Danielson and Mike Barrow made sure the 1901 curved dash was there and the Alero. Jerry Beaverland, he spoke to the group and he covered everything, Oldsmar's history, in 15 minutes, right? But there was a long line afterwards. There were about 6 people in line asking him questions, but we gave him 15 minutes, and he did a great job. Everyone had a great time, and a couple of them mentioned at the end that they were so impressed with Oldsmar, and they lived the next town over, and I won't say which town, but they wanted to move to Oldsmar. Tom Rowe, the great-grandson of R.E. Olds, and his wife Sandy were in town for the weekend, and they even got to meet the next day. It was Tuesday before they went back to California. They got to meet a little 3-year-old young man named Ransom Ryder. He lives in town. His father, Doug Ryder, grew up in Oldsmar, and he named his son Ransom after Ransom Eli Olds.
That's awesome.
So I was able to get the two together. So we watched the fantastic parade. And if you, Doug and little Ransom, his father was pulling the Oldsmar Historical Society trailer float. But thank you. I just want to let you know that the city did fantastic PR. You couldn't have done so much outreach. And then when they went around in the parade, the Oldsmobile group, they all said, thank you, thank you. And they stayed in Oldsmar. They stayed at the hotel. So we had business that way. They had dinner at Jack Willie's one evening, the whole group, and a car show out front. So thank you for the support. It was really great.
Thank you. Anybody else? Suda.
Good evening, and congratulations on your appointment to mayor and, of course, our reappointments. And actually, I'd like to take this time to say thank you both to the community, the city of Oldsmar, the city staff, for the opportunity to run for Oldsmar City Council. It was a great experience, an exciting journey. My hat's off to Gabby for a well-run campaign, and congratulations on your appointment. Also to Dan, I said when we came in, I said we were all here for the same team. We are all still here for the same team, Team Oldsmar, and that's where we all continue to serve. So I look forward to working with everyone, of course, for my arts, among other things, and things that I'm involved in. Couldn't have done it without staff, Ann and Kathy and Bruce and everybody that I enjoyed meeting with, that I have known for so long, but got to really ask the right questions and learn more about my city. And of course, thank you to all the supporters out there, not only the ones that did support me and supported Gabby and Dan, but everybody that came out to vote. We do encourage more to get out to vote because we still got that 9,800 number, but only 1,600 or so get out there. So please, if you're watching this, get out and vote next time. It is important to take place in our municipal elections. I'd also like to take a little bit of a moment to elaborate on my resignation from the Leisure Services Board. It caught a couple off guard, so I wanted to give a little explanation. That was also due to part of my requirements, of course. I think Janice has been through this, to run for council. I had turned it in last October, and so it did come up for approval with council. And I would like to also let be known that I'm not going away. I'm going to continue to sit on the board as a citizen, and I have reapplied so that when some positions come open, I would be able to go back into, hopefully, being on the ground floor to help with those kind of things in the future as well. 12 years on that board, I don't want to give it up that easy, right? And on a final note, of course, being the arts advocate I am, right along with Relay for Life, once you go over and support Relay for Life on April 13th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. is our wonderful Art in the Park. This is our 5th year, so we hope we can have your support coming out. Artisans and crafters will be there. Masuda's dancers will be performing on our little shelter stage along with a few others. So we hope to all see a kind of share time at both locations and support our arts in Oldsmar as well. So thank you very much. It was an honor. I'm very proud to be here and to continue to support my city. Thank you.
Suda, that was very classy.
I hope to continue to follow in those mentors' footsteps.
And thank you for, first of all, for the explanation, because I wasn't really sure. The timing, a little bit, yeah. But I thank you for the explanation and your time that you put on board, and definitely your input, and the door is always open. We know that all three of you had nothing but the best things in store for the city of Oldsmar. Anybody else? Yep, come on. Hey.
Hi. Kathy Johnson, 325 Fountain View Circle. If you'll bear with me, I'm a very nervous speaker. I want to bring an issue to the council and city manager's attention in case you're not aware of it. There have been repeated leaks at the well equipment on Pine Avenue. And this isn't a small garden hose left on kind of leak. This is more like opening the drain to your pool and letting it gush out. The latest leak was yesterday morning. It was leaking at 6:30 in the morning when I walked by, and it was still leaking at 7:30 when I walked by again. I'm sure you can imagine the amount of water that would be in the surrounding area after leaking for over an hour. And in case you can't imagine that, I do have a video of it on my cell phone if anyone's interested in looking at it.
I believe you.
I believe it, yeah.
I've also sent the video to several people in the utilities department. Yesterday was the 3rd time I've contacted them about the leaks on Pine Avenue. The response yesterday was that the previous repair failed. Apparently, there's a 1-inch pipe from the main pipe that's used for water sampling. The 1-inch pipe is repeatedly broken because the well equipment is settling. Now, if you look at the geography, the Fountains, which is the neighborhood I live in, is surrounded by just 3 roads. It's like a wedge. And on all 3 of those roads, there are new wells. So it's unsettling as a homeowner to hear that this stuff is settling and it literally surrounds us. Lisa Rhea has been wonderful in her communications with me, and she has assured me that there's no reason to be concerned, but as a homeowner, it's hard not to be. Aside from the settling, the water smells bad when it's leaking, and it gets worse as it's going to stagnate in that area. As we move into warmer weather, I also worry about mosquitoes in the stagnant water. So what I'd like to ask is just for the manager and the mayor's and everyone on the council's support for Lisa and her teams to give them the support and whatever resources they need to permanently fix this leak so it doesn't keep occurring.
Is that the lift station
That's a well site, new well site.
at the new well site?
Can you give us an update, kind of, or what?
Kathy, you did fine.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're among friends, Kath.
Lisa Ray, Director of Public Works. What it is, it's actually, we double-checked the line side. It's a 3/4 inch. It's coming out of a fixed concrete box. It's a rigid structure, a rigid pipe coming out of it. You do get some differential settling that occurs with the new heavy structure, just because this area has never had a heavy structure on it before. So with that small a line, you get a small little shift, even if it's a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch shift, and the pipe is going to give, it's going to break. It's the only well site where we've seen this happen, but this happens regularly when you have something, a rigid pipe going through a wall. Unfortunately, the same one has happened a couple of times. The contractor has been very responsive, getting out there and repairing it as soon as we contact them. And we do appreciate Kathy letting us know, because we can't be everywhere and seeing everything all the time. The operators do daily go out and check every well site. It's just, they hadn't gotten there yet. They usually do that a little later in the morning. They do that around 10 a.m. or so. But yet, as soon as they get there in the morning, they start producing water right away at like 6:15. They start turning on wells and producing water. So it is a 3/4 inch pipe. It's a small, rigid pipe coming out of a concrete box, big concrete box. And it's just regular differential settling that you're going to see with any kind of home, any kind of structure. I'm sure you've seen it with other things that you've placed in your yard. Things settle a little bit, and that's basically what's happening with this well. It's not sinking.
Will it stop?
Will. Yes, it will. It definitely will. It usually happens within the first year. By the end of the first year, the differential settling has stopped. And that's the way it usually works, unless you have something really, really big, like the ground storage tanks. They do settle some as well.
But what I'm worried about is, like she said, the mosquitoes. That's a breeding ground.
Well,
if it gets too wet in there.
Right, and this is right next to the wetlands. So there's already a lot of moisture in that area anyway, because it is right next to those wetlands on Pine.
Okay. Thank you,
Thank you.
Kathy.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Yep. Uh-oh. She's got one of these shirts on.
Hello, I'm Freya Stefan, and I live on 409 Tangerine Drive. The artist renderings that are out in the hallway are really cool, and I appreciate the fact of making Oldsmar a better city for us residents and tourists. I invite you to come to Relief Life, as you probably all know about it. The kids will be running a kids' lemonade stand, and it's at Canal Park. And I can tell how much you try to make the world a better day for us, because my neighborhood is beautiful and it makes me want to stay 100 years longer. Thank you.
Whoa, wait. I want you to come up this way. I want you to sign my shirt.
F-R-E-Y-A.
I know you're the one who did it.
She's the one that did it? She did the shirts?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do them together, but yeah.
Anywhere you want back there.
You could sign mine too. Everybody, I'm sure everybody will let you sign their shirt.
I charge them.
Anywhere you want it, honey.
Here, hold on.
The Sharpie's better.
Yeah, Sharpie's better, yeah.
Don't sign
Oh,
Tom's.
you're gonna have to do Jerry's over again. Oh, you're gonna have to do
She's gonna have
Jerry's.
to sign them all. Yeah.
That
it won't go through.
We don't have our youth, we don't have anything.
I want you to sign mine bigger than them now.
Yeah, so he can
Where do you want it? Tell your mother to bring yours back. Tell your mother to bring yours back and we'll all sign yours.
He might go through to his shirt.
Oh, you poop party pooper, you.
Worst thing is I'm gonna have your initials on my shoulder for a while.
Do it on your sleeve.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah, right.
On the white part.
Right here, you mean?
Right on the cuff. Right on the cuff, right?
Come out. Yeah, it's coming out.
it hardly hurt at all.
She can poke you harder.
Jerry is great for signing. Sign this, sign that.
Sign this.
You know, but he's got me doing it now too. Okay, now Ann, you're gonna have to bring her shirt back so we
Very
can
cool.
sign hers.
Thank
We just don't
you.
wanna take up the time.
Okay, sweet.
And make it really big.
Do I just walk over there?
She's getting so big.
Her and her mom made these things.
Okay, is there anybody else from the public that would like to speak?
Really grown up.
No. Seeing nobody else, we'll close the citizens' open forum. We're going to get out of the city council agenda for a moment and get into the CRA where we have one item. Consider a variance application to reduce the side yard setback at 303 Exeter. It is a Snyder hearing. I'm going to turn it over to our city attorney, Mr. Tom Trask, to explain a Snyder hearing and carry on.
This hearing, we're going to take, the council is going to take testimony and receive evidence relative to this application. Anyone that wants to speak tonight, I ask you to stand up, raise your right hand. I'm going to swear you under oath. Anybody that's going to speak? Karen, Esperanza and Gary, I know that you were going to speak. You swear that the testimony you're about to give is going to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Mayor, now staff would make a presentation.
Maria Dolphine, our Planning and Redevelopment Director. What you got?
Okay, Mayor and Council, this is a request for a variance. It's a side yard setback variance from 6 feet to 1.21 feet. The property is located at 303 Exeter Street, and the applicant is Gary and Esperanza Johnson. The property has a zoning designation of Town Center Residential, and it's in the Community Redevelopment District. The setbacks are front 20, side 6, and 10 rear. This house was built in 1952, and it's currently non-conforming. It's set back approximately 1.64 feet from the north property line. So the applicant proposes to construct a 13 by 24 foot enclosed porch at the rear of the home. The north side of the porch will align with the existing house, but it will increase the nonconformity additional 0.43 feet. So that it will create a new setback of 1.21 feet from the side property line. Since this does not meet code, the applicant is required to obtain a variance from the Community Redevelopment. Staff reviewed the request and noticed that the proposed porch is going to align with the existing home. Variances to the side yard setback have been granted in the past. And also, we wanted to note that the property to the north is owned by the applicant, and that would be the property that would be most impacted by the variance. So this request was reviewed against the 10 conditions outlined in section 3.17.3 of the Land Development Code, and based on that review, staff is recommending approval of the request to reduce the side yard setback from 6 feet to 1.21 feet in order to construct an enclosed porch for a single-family home in the TCR district. And I'd like to enter the staff report into the record at this time.
God, I thought I was going to get to ask you that.
Questions?
No questions. The applicant is here. Would they like to address the council?
Come on.
Come on up today.
You could state your name and address,
Yes.
please.
Gary and Esperanza Johnson, 9 Sunny Point Court. If there's nobody else here that's,
Is there no objections? We don't want to take up your time. If there's an objection, then we have something to say. Besides, welcome to everyone to the new council. It's great to see everyone.
No, we're going to go right to, we're going to go through the process.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So
Council discussion, any discussion?
we need to make sure that we have to get the proponents.
Oh, okay, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
It's a public hearing. Do we have any proponents? Any opponents? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Staff, anything else?
Nothing more to add.
Thank you. Council discussion?
Oh, we haven't had a motion yet. Don't we have to have a motion first?
You can do it either way. Normally, it would be done with a motion first, yes.
Do we have a motion to approve?
You got it.
Second?
A second.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember Beaverland?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Miller?
I guess, yes.
Councilmember McGee?
Yes.
Councilmember Norris?
Yes.
Mayor Beavis?
Aye.
Variance application to reduce side yard setback at 303 Exeter Street is approved with 5 votes for and 0 against.
Thank you. We will now get out of the CRA and get back into the city council where we got, the next item is our consent docket. Approved purchase of the utility maintenance truck. And the other item is to authorize the city manager to contract with Asphalt Paving Systems for annual street resurfacing. This is being done on the city of Dunedin's contract. Does anybody want to pull anything? If not, I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Our next item is the City of Oldsmar presentation of the proclamation of National Library Week. And I get to read my first proclamation. Bert's here. Hi, Bert.
Have at it.
Whereas libraries, it's National Library Week, whereas libraries are the heart of the community's campus and school, and whereas librarians work to meet the changing needs of their communities, including providing resources for everyone and bringing services outside of library walls, and whereas libraries and librarians bring together community members to enrich and shape the community and address local issues, and whereas librarians are trained, tech-savvy professionals providing technology training and access to downloadable content like ebooks, and whereas librarians offer programs to meet community needs, providing residents with resume writing classes, 24/7 homework help, and financial planning services to teens applying for student loans, to older adults planning their retirement, and whereas libraries continuously grow and evolve in how they provide for the need of every member of their community, and whereas libraries, librarians, library workers, and supporters across America are celebrating National Library Week. Now, therefore, I, Doug Beavis, Mayor of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, do hereby proclaim the week of April 14th through the 20th, 2013 as National Library Week in the City of Oldsmar, and encourage all residents to visit the library this week to take advantage of the wonderful library resources available at your library. Community Matters at your library, dated this day, what is today? April 2nd, 2013. Thank you. Bert, I give this to you.
In the beautiful new colored library.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the trim pan.
With the right color trim.
We are. We're all nice and fresh and waiting for everyone to come in.
It's beautiful.
This is for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyone want to say a few words?
Yeah, I want to thank the council and the new mayor for the proclamation, and you all stop by and see us.
Where you at, by the way?
400 St. Petersburg Drive East. That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, let's get our picture.
Okay.
Hold it, yeah. Oh, one more.
Yeah, one more.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. And our next item is the city attorney.
Mr. Mayor, council members, item number 5 on your agenda is the second and final reading and public hearing of ordinance 2013-06, annexing 3144 St. Clair Avenue into the corporate limits of the city of Oldsmar. I'll read that ordinance by title only. Ordinance 2013-06, an ordinance declaring the intention of the city of Oldsmar, Florida to annex a parcel of real property located in section 22, township 28 South, range 16 East, further described as 3144 St. Clair Avenue, into the corporate limits of the city of Oldsmar, providing for the effective date of this ordinance. That was the second and final reading of ordinance 2013-06 by title only.
We love these. Need a motion to approve?
So moved.
Need a second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
But we need to get that public hearing.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is a public hearing. Do I have anybody from the public that would like to speak? Any proponents? Any opponents? Seeing nobody, I'll close the public hearing. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
We need to do a roll call vote. Sorry.
Oh, I'm in it.
Roll call. Yeah, we have to do a roll
I don't know
call.
ordinances. I need
Okay.
to do it.
I got it right here. Yep.
Gabby, you're not by yourself up there.
We have a motion and a second. Can we please call the roll? Thank you.
Councilmember Beaverland?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Miller?
Aye.
Councilmember McGee?
Aye.
Councilmember Norris?
Yes.
Mayor Beavis?
Aye.
Second and final reading of ordinance 2013-06, annexing 3144 St. Clair Avenue into the corporate limits of the city of Oldsmar is passed with 5 votes for and 0 against.
Mr. Mayor, council members, item number 6 on your agenda, second and final reading and public hearing of ordinance 2013-07, annexing 3612 Meriden Avenue into the corporate limits of the city of Oldsmar. I'll read that by title only. Ordinance 2013-07, an ordinance declaring the intention of the city of Oldsmar, Florida, to annex a parcel of real property located in Section 22, Township 28 South, Range 16 East, further described as 3612 Meriden Avenue into the corporate limits of the city of Oldsmar, and providing for the effective date of this ordinance. That was the second and final reading of ordinance 2013-07 by title only.
This is a public hearing. Do we have anybody in favor or against? Any proponents or opponents? Seeing nobody, I'll close the public hearing. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Need a second?
Second.
And a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Beaverland?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Miller?
Aye.
Councilmember McGee?
Aye.
Councilmember Norris? Mayor Beavis?
Aye.
Second and final reading of ordinance 2013-07, annexing 3612 Meriden Avenue into the corporate limits of the city of Oldsmar is passed with 5 votes for and 0 against.
And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. The next item, consider approval of an interlocal agreement with the City of Safety Harbor on cable television channels. The proposed interlocal agreement would, I guess I could use the word merge the cable channels that we currently have. The two cities, we have the same 3 cable providers in both cities, Verizon, Bright House, and Nology. And there is something on the channel 24/7. It's primarily city council meetings, and then there's a community bulletin board. It includes other things such as public safety announcements and other information we're providing to the public. Safety Harbor does basically the same thing on their channel. And whatever is on at that time is seen no matter who your cable provider is, whether it's any of the 3, they're getting the same thing at the same time. A few months ago, the City of Safety Harbor approached us to discuss the idea of possibly combining or a way to merge these activities. A lot of the things are repeated, but the primary interest from Safety Harbor was the result of their looking at some significant equipment replacement to keep the channel operating. So the proposed agreement provides that they would pay us $4,000 a year. They still do their own information, and it's provided to us in an electronic format, and then we run it on our equipment. And the same thing then would be shown in both cities at the same time. So I think the public benefit is Oldsmar residents would learn about activities in Safety Harbor and vice versa, and potentially, I guess you could say, we'd double the audience or the viewers perhaps, because it'd be Oldsmar and Safety Harbor. So that's kind of a summary of the agreement. It was considered by the Safety Harbor City Commission last night, and they tabled it. I talked to the city manager, Mr. Spohr, this morning, and I think basically they are now going to evaluate whether they're even going to have a cable channel. So, of course, it's up to the council what you want to do this evening. I think I would still recommend approval, and if they decide to proceed, we're ready to go. If they don't, then we really haven't lost anything or don't have any skin in the game, so to speak. We've done a test. We think that it's pretty not going to be that complicated in terms of the technical aspect of it. Have any questions or comments? I'd be happy to respond to those.
I can't believe that they would even not want to have anything. That's the interesting part.
Well, I have something to say, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, they just don't want to spend the money to upgrade their thing, and I don't know if the people in Oldsmar want to have to see what's going on in Safety Harbor and vice versa. I don't know if Safety Harbor people would say, what do I want to watch this Oldsmar stuff for? I mean, some people are like that, and I'm voting against it.
You could be more famous.
More like infamous.
I haven't.
No, I'm voting against it.
I'd like to say something. At first, I thought that it wasn't really enough money if we're going to be maintaining all the equipment and we're going to be, being responsible for all of that. But then I thought, Bruce had said that it's only for 1 year. We can reevaluate after a year. If, we need to charge more if they do decide to go, then I thought that was a good idea. And I didn't know this, but a couple people in Tampa would say, "Oh, I saw you on TV," and I'm thinking, "Oh my God, where was I in front of a camera? What did I say?" And I'm like, and they're played in Tampa. Our city council meetings are played, like Bruce said, Verizon, Bright House, Analogy. So our city council meetings here in little old Oldsmar is all over Tampa, and so I kind of think it's a good idea because we repeat so many things over and over. We're not losing anything. And after a year, we can always reevaluate it.
Sure.
I agree with Linda, and I agreed with Bruce that it doubles our audience. And the first thing I did ask him was about the money, and he said it was based off potential what they thought their airtime would be, and it's only for a year. But, I do go to Safety Harbor. I go there for dinner and events and things, and I do think vice versa. I'm sure people from Safety Harbor came to Oldsmar Days. They were even in our parade.
Yeah.
So they're a sister city, and I think anything we can do together with them is a benefit for everybody.
I'll support it because I want more people to see Janice.
I agree that I think it's a great in the age of technology and communication. I can't believe that they wouldn't want to. We already share our rec cards with Safety Harbor. We share a lot of the same audience and interest in, as Councilmember McGee said, I go to their events. I got to tell you, the mayor came over and he was really, I think he didn't realize how cool a city we are over here. And I think the more that we can show that over there, and let me ask you this. I think you told me this already. If they opt not to do it, they're getting our stuff anyway, right?
No.
Oh, they will not.
No.
It won't be on. What will be on their channel?
Well, as they would, I think, continue to do what they've been doing.
But if they don't want to do anything,
it'd just, I guess, be dark. There wouldn't be anything there.
Okay.
I think you just underestimated your pie eating capability.
I mean, they haven't decided to do that. That was kind
No,
of,
I
I think, that's the thought as to why they tabled it last.
I mean, in my opinion, I don't really care from our perspective, but for us to be able to share what we've got going on with, we try to get the word out as much as we can. For us to be able to get our word out to Safety Harbor for very little effort, to me, is great. I mean, I understand your concern, but I don't know. I would like to be able to see that.
Well, I told Bruce this morning that I would like to listen to all the arguments before I vote for sure, because we can't talk to each other because of the Sunshine Law. So, but I don't know. And even if I vote no, it's good. You all are going to vote yes anyway. So what's the difference?
I'm just was curious, like I said, when we started at the last council meeting, we respect everybody's opinion for whatever it is that they vote. I just think we try so hard, so many different ways, Facebook, Twitter, to get people to come to Oldsmar. To me, right. I mean, this is a fairly inexpensive way to get Oldsmar and our calendar all over their city. So
that's true, but they can.
If she votes no, she'll.
But if they, and it's the other thing. It's just like, to me, it's just like radio or TV or anything. If they don't want to watch it, turn it off. If this Oldsmar stuff comes on and they don't like it, turn it off. Because Lord knows it'll play again in 2 more hours.
But, well, yeah, that's pretty much true. But I was thinking that if people wanted to hear us, they just go to channel 15 or 43.
That's what I do. There's Janice.
I don't know. I don't really care one way or another, I guess. Now that you've said all that you've said,
yeah.
I do like listening to everybody else's comments, because that can change your mind.
Sure.
Let me tell you, what this shows everybody, that Janice can be persuaded.
No, it's not so much that. And, the other thing is, again, we do share a lot of the same audiences. And, as
We do.
Jerry said, that, we had people that want to come over here and, we could be affected by some decisions that their city council makes. And, not affected, but same things could come, it's kind of nice to see how their things are going and, they can watch ours as well. So I think the more we share stuff, the better it is. So anyway, I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Need a second?
I'll second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed?
Vote one way or the other.
That's fine.
I'll say it, okay. I'm knuckling under tonight big time.
You go yay or nay?
I said yay.
Oh, okay.
I said I'm knuckling under
Oh,
big
okay.
time tonight. I don't usually do that.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Item 8 is a report on the proposed employee health clinic, or actually also a wellness, same as wellness center. The council's aware that our health insurance for employees is provided, or we contract with the Florida League of Cities, and it's provided by United Healthcare. The league operates the Florida Municipal Insurance Trust, FMIT, as the legal entity that provides this service. This is an idea that's been around now for a few years. The city of Clearwater opened a facility for their employees almost 2 years ago, and then last July, the city of Dunedin joined in with them. It's not a public facility. It's for the use and benefit of employees, dependents, and retirees that are covered by the city's health insurance plan. This is a proposed facility that would serve both Oldsmar and Tarpon Springs, as we are both participants in the Florida Municipal Insurance Trust. And there is a potential location already determined in Palm Harbor on US 19. It would be between the two cities. There's nothing to vote on tonight. If the council concurs, then as the process moves forward down the road, there'll be an interlocal agreement between the two cities and a memorandum of understanding with the FMIT. Proposal is that the operating costs are split between the two cities, Tarpon Springs 70%, Oldsmar 30%, and that's based on the number of lives or participants in each of the two plans. The League of Cities will pay all of the upfront cost. It would be a 3-year term. The city of Tarpon Springs most likely will be the tenant, but those details will be in the interlocal agreement and the memorandum of understanding. Benefits for employees is there's no copay, and of course the objective is for the people in the plan, employees and dependents, to stay well, and of course that reduces claims and promotes better attendance as well. So that's the objective long term. We would hope that it would hopefully reduce future health insurance cost. That would not impact the coming year in October, because there won't be any or very little experience for the 2014 year, but after that we think that we would see some benefit. If you have any questions or comments, I'd be happy to respond to those, or Mr. Braithwaite is here this evening. He's been our point person on this project.
Questions?
No, I think it's wonderful.
Beaverly? Any
I
questions?
just have one question that I failed to ask Bruce today. So the League of Cities is going to pay the upfront cost, and then Tarpon's going to do 70%, we're going to do 30%, and it's going to be for 3 years. Is there any projected operating costs? And it's going to be paid by the city? No?
The answer is no.
No?
Don't think
Great.
they've done that.
Oh,
The answer is no.
that would all come before us, before we had any kind of.
You kind of asked two questions. Is there
Yeah.
operating cost, and is it paid by the city, is the no to which?
Well, I've been working with the trust and the attorney, who's my partner, Jim Yakavone, and we have had a couple of telephone conversations, and I know that I've had contact with Al, and we've been working on it, but the idea is that the really only exposure to the city that we were initially talking about is just a portion of the lease payment, but all the rest of the expenses, the build out, the monthly cost for the physician, the licensing software for the documentation and paperwork for that doctor is going to be paid by the trust. The cotton swabs, all the normal things that would be used during the day would be paid by the trust. And so we're trying to work out those details, but my understanding is, unless Bruce has had a conversation with Chip Morrison at the trust more recently than 10 days ago, is that they were going to be picking up all those costs.
So it's a win-win. I mean, it's going to promote health in the city, and the costs are covered.
Really, the clinic is going to be operated by the Florida Municipal Insurance Trust.
Right.
They'll contract with a healthcare provider who will, provide the doctor and everything that's needed.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
And I talked to Bruce earlier, and, we're all watching our pennies, and the fact that there's no copay and you can go do that. I mean, I know people that won't go do things because it might cost them $5, much less $25. So, I mean, I think if you're not feeling good, go. And I think this is a great opportunity to do that. The 70/30, does that stay through the 3 years? I assume the answer is yes to that.
Right
Then it
now,
would be
that's-
reevaluated at the 3-year point. And from the time basically that everything is approved, when do we anticipate it to be up and running?
There's still, the target date is June 1st.
No, it's not too far.
Wow.
Not at all.
Well, let's say June,
Of which year?
this year.
Okay, I didn't want to play
This year. This fiscal
I didn't want to
year.
play the RO game like we did.
Okay. So there's nothing to vote on, and based on the discussion, we will move it forward.
Yeah, I think it's a great
I think it's
idea.
great.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. Item 9, authorize the city attorney to prepare a resolution supporting the current tax exempt status of municipal bonds. This actually came to us through the Florida League of Cities. Interest on municipal bonds has been exempt from federal income tax as long as we've had a federal income tax, which I guess before too long will probably be 100 years. I don't know if there'll be any celebration about that or not. But as you know, Congress is considering a number of things related to increasing revenue for the U.S. Treasury. And I guess among those items would be changing the tax exempt status of municipal bonds. If this were to occur, it would increase the cost of municipal borrowing. And so the resolution would be in support of the current tax exempt status of municipal bonds and maintaining that. So I am requesting that you authorize the city attorney to prepare a resolution, and we'll bring that back at the next meeting if the council concurs.
And I will, and I'll say my little speech, this resolution is going to be read by nobody. And anybody in California, Washington, or Oregon, or Connecticut, or Massachusetts could care less. But I'll support
So you're
it.
saying yes?
I'll support it. But
And I think we do, but I also think that if we buckle and don't do these things, I mean, I think as little flag waving it is, I think we still got to continue to do this. And
they don't listen to us now.
well, you got to think that hopefully those people that are up there at one point were here writing resolutions like we do.
You may live long enough. I won't.
I need a motion to approve the city attorney to prepare a resolution.
So moved.
Need a second? Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Anything else?
That's it for tonight.
Thank you. City clerk.
Well, thank you so much, everybody, for doing the purple shirts. Afterwards, if we could take a purple picture.
I was hoping we were going to do that.
Just a reminder also that this Saturday from 9 to 11 at the flea market is the firefighters' boot drive for the city team. So
When is that again?
from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock at the flea market on Saturday.
Awesome. Anything else?
And no, that's it.
City Council, we have 3 items. One is to adopt Resolution 2013-08, supporting of April 17th, 2013 as Military, Family, and Community Covenant Day. This was put on the agenda by Council Member, or Vice Mayor Miller. Wanna
Yes.
Discuss it a little bit?
This actually came from the Regional Planning Council.
Okay.
They asked us to do this, and we are.
So I need to read the resolution?
Yep.
Okay. I'll read the resolution by title only. Resolution 2013-08, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, supporting Military, Family, and Community Covenant Day. That was reading Resolution 2013-08 by title only.
Thank you. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Can I need a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Next item is comments by council members. I will not catch council member Vice Mayor Miller off guard, so we'll start with Mr. Beaverland. Councilmember Beaverland.
Okay, I just got a couple of things. I know that the state is talking about doing this, but I don't trust the state to finish anything that they start up in the legislature. I want the council to consider an ordinance against the internet cafes, just in case the state does not do what they said they're going to do.
Great idea.
So I don't know, maybe Tom can prepare that or just be aware of it and watch and see what they do, okay? Because I think we need an ordinance for that if the state does not do that.
I agree.
I'm fine with that. I
Yeah,
mean,
the county's also considering it, so
they would cover us.
But that
We
wouldn't.
put that on the agenda for the next meeting, and we'll
Send it to the
determine
county.
the status of what's happening in Tallahassee and with Pinellas County, and then
Yeah, that'll be.
Because if the county does it, that covers
that
us.
could be countywide.
Yeah, okay.
One other thing, I didn't know this. I would like to be told this so I could answer questions when we have 700 people walking down Lafayette at 11 o'clock at night,
Oh, yeah.
down Shore Drive at 11 o'clock at night, the cops everywhere. Sheriff's officers, well, they're cops.
When
They're
did that
great people.
happen?
That was the
It's the 5K.
5K raise.
5K
Whatever it was for, it's.
at 11 o'clock at night.
It's for some bar, I guess. I don't know what they're doing, but, people can't get to their houses, so I think the council should be aware of that, what's happening at 11 o'clock at night when there's 700 people going down there and somebody calls me and says, I can't get to my house. Just to be aware of it.
They got to pull a permit on that, right?
Yes.
And I think he's got a great point that we look kind of stupid if we don't know what's going on in our own city.
Yeah.
It really is. Now, this is for Tom and also for the council. Asking for public information is one of our rights. Abusing that is not a right. The city clerk's office has to spend a lot of time on these requests. And if you get one of the requests that, in my opinion, is stupid and ignorant, is there anything we can do? I know we have to follow through with a public request. Is there a limit where we have to follow through? And if there is a limit, or if there isn't a limit, either way, is there a charge we can charge to eliminate some of the frivolous that they're going through right now? And you're aware of it because you wrote a great letter. It was a great letter. I appreciate the letter. We need to put it on a bulletin board somewhere, put it on our website, and you were right, hire an attorney.
All right, to answer your question, no, we can't limit the number of requests.
I didn't think so.
We can advise the requester that the request is too broad and ask for further input to limit the search. Yes, we can charge per page for copies made. Yes, we can charge for extraordinary time to gather the information.
That's currently at an hour, right? Anything over an hour?
I think that's what Ann uses as a basis. It doesn't say that in the statute.
Do we need an ordinance for this to give backup to the city clerk's office or for the city manager?
This statute is so wide-ranging. It's not only included in the Florida statutes. It's part of the Florida Constitution. So,
Do we have a limit to what we cannot do?
we have to make every available attempt.
But does the statute say what we can charge and what we can't charge?
Yes, it specifically says what we can charge relative to per page. It doesn't limit us relative to the actual costs. So we have to determine what those costs are. And I think that Ann has valued that at $14.12 an hour, if I'm correct on that.
I don't think that's enough.
I don't either.
Well, we're, per statute, we are to charge with the lowest paid employee that has that knowledge and skill and is able to perform that task.
And that's $14.12 an hour then?
For
Per
that
page.
particular item, it was, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Per page.
No, for the time
Yeah, I know
involved.
that.
And in addition to that, it's if the copy is wanted to be made, then we can charge for the copy. But otherwise, if they just want to review the record, we'll just make it available, and there is no cost except for the search, extraordinary search. So Ann is doing a great job. She's gotten a lot of requests from this individual that you haven't mentioned yet, but she needs to continue to do what she's doing right now to avoid a lawsuit.
That's a shame.
And I've had a discussion with the city manager and the city attorney about this very subject. I reached out to him. I didn't think I would get a call back, but I did get a call back. I missed the call. Subsequently, 427 other emails had come through, so I wanted to hold off until I talked to the city manager and the city attorney. And my suggestion is, this is the way I am, the way I like to deal. I don't want to do this ping pong match back and forth where we're doing different interpretations. Tom has agreed, the city manager has agreed, and I will get with the city manager. I'm going to make an offer to him to meet us he wanted to meet me in private at my office. And I said, no, I want to meet at the field with the people that can make the decisions, the city attorney, the city clerk, the city manager, and whoever else, Tom or Bruce or Ann, feel that need to be there, and myself, and let's do it. If he wants to do it, fine. If he doesn't, fine. But, if it avoids going to a lawsuit, which Tom feels that he would lose at a great expense. But I think I would rather handle it that way, and let's resolve it right there.
You're right.
Either we're right or you're right, one or the other.
And you're showing what you're made of, let's see what he's made of.
Yeah, and that's.
That type of a lawsuit, I know it costs money. It doesn't bother me because it's going to cost him more money, one that's going to cost here. And I understand we don't want to get into lawsuits, but something like this, let him go for it.
It's just mean.
Well, I mean, I think that was my comment was, let's meet and try and resolve this. If not, then take us to court. And I think what we have found is that in conversations with Ann, is that he's willing to exhaust all efforts that are free, but once and answer to your question, it sounds like at some point he's going to run out of the free and he's going to have to pay and he's not going to do it. And so.
Does this individual have a rec card here? No, he
know the
does
answer
not
to
have
that.
a rec card?
I believe not, based on a previous email that he had sent.
Then why are we even discussing this? It's our fields.
Because he has
Well, I know you
requested.
still have to do that, but why do we have to allow access if he doesn't have a rec
If I
card?
can just jump in right now. Some of these issues that we're talking about right now are probably going to be issues that are going to be litigated. So I'd be happy to answer your questions outside
Okay.
of this meeting
Okay.
tonight so that I
Okay.
can answer them fully. But I did respond today or yesterday or whenever it was either yesterday or this morning relative to the questions, legal questions that he was asking. I sent him the letter. I copied you in an email.
Great letter.
Okay, I didn't
It
see
was a
that
good
yet.
letter.
Okay.
And I was hoping that would answer all of his questions. Since I sent the letter, I've received a couple more emails basically saying that I was incorrect, that I didn't know what the law was. So I'm not going to volley back and forth
Yeah,
with him.
absolutely.
But, any legal questions that you have, I'll be happy to answer them.
Okay.
But I thought that I answered his questions with the law, the case law, the statutory law, and the constitutional law.
Oh,
I got that part
wow.
off my chest.
Yeah.
Just thank you all for who you are.
Is that all? Councilmember Norris.
First, I'd like to say happy birthday to Gabby, our new council member, had a birthday. Oh, it was Saturday? It was Friday.
I turned 27. So
Wow.
I'm getting up
Oh,
there
you
now.
old bag, you.
Are there people that young?
She's just an old bag now, though.
You got shoes older than that, don't you?
I can't remember back that far.
It was the first time you were mayor, I think, wasn't it?
And I wanted to congratulate the chamber and everybody involved in Oldsmar Days and Nights. It was a really nice event. The parade was a lot of fun, and thank everybody that volunteered their Oldsmobiles, because we had enough Oldsmobiles for everybody, which was nice. And thank everybody that Senator Latvala came, and Representative Bilirakis came, so it was really nice. And the new vendors, I went around and talked to all of the vendors, and some of them had no idea that we were even the kind of city that we are. And so that was nice too. So that and a couple green things. Of course, I have to put my environmental 2 cents in. I bought an electric car today, so.
Did you get the blue light?
I did. I won't get it for a little while, but if anybody's interested in never buying gas again, email me and I'll tell you all about my new car. It does get a 100-mile range, so it's not for long trips.
You
But
aren't going very far.
hey, I can go 100 miles.
Then you'll walk the rest of the way.
You just wait and see. Anyway, so I just wanted to let anybody know that if anybody had any questions about an electric car, call me. I will let you know about it because you never have to buy gas again.
But you're causing somebody else to use gas so you can use your car.
Why is that?
Do you think they not use gas to make that car and to make the electricity?
I'm still not using gas every day. I'm using
You're
$2
not.
a night to charge it up. That's it. That's all it's going to cost me to charge the car up at night. Oh, we can have this debate.
No.
Hard, Jerry.
If you want to have this debate, we'll be glad to put it on the agenda.
We always rally about that. And I also wanted to, I'm not sure if everyone knows, but there was a chemical problem. Someone had dumped some chemicals, and I wanted to say that I'm happy to hear that Lisa and Bruce have decided they've put some kind of meter at certain sites. So that made me happy to know that we're doing something to, ensure or be able to catch somebody if they do that again, because that's kind of concerning that people would do that. And one more green item. I talked to Bruce today about this, and we are a green city. We have been designated a green city, and all of those of us that worked on that committee, not you, Jerry.
I volunteered before you did.
You volunteered, okay.
And
Where was the action behind that volunteer?
He wouldn't let you on, right?
Where's it?
Because she had a fit, she says she wanted to be on it.
Where are the Boy Scouts now? Promise confrontation.
Okay, progress, I got him to recycle. So I had asked Bruce if it was possible to be able to put a sign in the city somewhere designating, saying as when people come into the city that we're a green city. And so he said that it was possible, and so I'm going to look into some ideas on how we can do that in, a way that we don't have to get approval from FDOT and everything else. So I thought that was exciting news for all of us that are green.
It's very exciting news.
Yeah.
Very.
So, and that's it. Thank you.
Councilmember McGee.
So I had a couple of things. I did want to touch on what Jerry mentioned earlier. That was the Oldsmar Tap House 5K. They do it every year. This was the first time they did it in the evening. It's usually like on a Saturday in the morning or the early afternoon. But the days that they normally do it wasn't available, so they decided to make it kind of a fun Friday night. I ran in it, and there were a lot of people there.
700.
Yes.
Also the first time of the new owners, correct?
Yes, and this is the third owner for this establishment. So anything that we can do to help them get visibility, that's why I'm a runner and I ran in it. And for them to get 700 people in our downtown is huge.
Yes, it is.
And there were Oldsmar residents and non-Oldsmar residents. So I did think the event went great. They had a ton of people. I agree that we probably could have gotten some word out better to those homeowners. I didn't think that, the sheriff's department was being that restrictive because there were cars kind of slowly coming down Lafayette to get to the homes when we were running. So I thought it went off really well. But so I just wanted to touch on that. And the Oldsmobile Club of Florida, the tour we did that Jerry mentioned during the Citizens Open Forum was great. I actually got a thank you card from Leo and Karen Stoltzman. Leo's the president of the club. And so that was just really, really nice, thanking us for doing it and opening up the homes. And also, of course, the city staff and Jeff and Adam who helped us with the buses were wonderful. And thank you to Jerry for the Oldsmar days. I thought it went great. And thank you for saving me a rumble seat. And it was really neat because during the Oldsmobile Club tour, I was talking with a couple and they said, "Oh, do you know what car you're riding in?" And I said, "Well, they told me they promised me a rumble seat." And they said, "Well, it's probably ours." And it turned out to be theirs. So it was nice. I got to know them. And so I wanted to thank Pat and Rick Whistle out of Palm Harbor for letting me ride in their
Aren't they nice?
1934
A
Oldsmobile.
rumble seat?
A rumble
Yeah,
seat.
so cute. There were 2 rumble seats.
What What year was it?
1934, and they live in Palm Harbor. They were very, very nice.
I want one of the rumble seat.
And I also attended the Citizens Academy last week and looking forward to it again on Thursday. And so I want to thank Ann and Kathy. I thought they did a great job, and the Dominic's food was great that was provided. And just some reminders, some upcoming events. Obviously, you touched on Relay for Life and Art in the Park. The Women's Club annual tea is this Saturday at 1 o'clock. So, if you'd like to come out and help support the Oldsmar Women's Club. And then Phil Fest, the boy that lived in Oldsmar that passed away from melanoma, that's also this Saturday, the 6th, at Ariel's Park. So there's a lot coming up this weekend, the following weekend, and just wanted to touch on those. And thank you.
Awesome. I only have a couple of things. If you notice me scratching, I provided leg of beavis today for lunch for about 100 fire ants, so I hope they enjoy it. I hope I get a thank you from them. I hope they enjoyed it. A couple of things. You had mentioned the signs, the green thing, but I wanted to see, do we have an update on the sponsor signs? On the sponsor signs, or what do you call
Good
them?
question.
Median,
Median, sponsor, yeah. Did that die on the vine?
well, it died at DOT.
Okay. Say no more. Done?
Yeah.
Is it pretty much a dead deal right now? Is that the new district secretary that did that, or?
No, although there was a new person overseeing that. I'd put it at less than 50-50.
All right, that's fine.
What's their beef?
It's their median.
I'm not really sure.
It's like anything
It's
else.
kind of like, how many hours do you want to devote to banging your head against the wall?
Right.
So,
That's what it's like.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, and if it's like anything else that goes to the state level, if they can figure out a way to get part of the money that we raise from it, then they'll probably approve it.
Maybe so.
Yeah, okay. While I'm on signs, I was driving by, I can't remember which one. Was there anything we can do to jazz up the 4 entry signs that we have? So that,
Yeah. Good
not the
idea.
color.
Good
Can we
idea.
plant the end Welcome to Oldsmar, the one up there? They just kind of look like they're standing on stilts with nothing around them.
They
and
need, Mayor,
flowers
what they
around them.
need.
flowers would be great.
They also need, on the top, the Oldsmar seal, like Safety Harbor.
Yes, it would be
Yeah, it
very
needs
nice.
something, because the green kind of blends into the trees.
Whatever. I just want them. It's because we're a green city. That's why they're green. I don't know if we can just
And we
state.
couldn't even put a sign right there about us being a green city.
Well, to DOT, they'd have to approve that, but yeah. Well, some of them are. Aren't they in, so, a couple, aren't they in, the one on
If it was
Line-
part of
the
our
one on Forest
sign?
Lakes is, oh, I see. what
If
you're
it were
saying.
part of our sign that said, "Welcome to Oldsmar, Green City,"
I don't know.
We'd have to change the whole sign at
Yeah.
that point.
Anyway.
Yeah. We talked about
Any
that.
or all of the above of those would be great, but the planting was, they just look like these 2 little poles holding them up, but
It's true.
they look goofy.
Yeah, the ones in the state road right of way, of course, any changes require DOT approval.
Even planting?
I'm sure they'll let us.
Yep, okay.
Mayor, when you see that, and you really feel bad about it, go to the ones in Cypress Lakes.
Well, I saw those. That was another, I was gonna bring that. Can they paint the bases of those?
Paint's not gonna help them.
Anyway, one battle at a time. So, anyway.
We'll look and see.
We do such a great job with the medians, and those signs just look like they're
I guess at
orphans.
least one of them is in a county road right of way, but
Yeah.
the others in the state road right of way it's,
State, whatever. Well, they already approve us to take care of their medians and pay us to do it, so.
we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
The only other thing I have, and it kind of falls along the lines of what you talked about with Oldsmar days, and I've had some discussion with various people about the name Oldsmar, what it means. We continue to explain it. I had the discussion with Ann and other people, and the question that I have, and I have of council, is either we embrace Oldsmar, I don't want to say where we don't, because we're going to continue to be from Oldsmar, but we saw an outpouring of love from the Florida Oldsmobile Association. They loved it. Leo talked to me. I know you talked to the head of the Florida Oldsmobile.
No, the
Minnesota?
Lansing
Okay.
Museum.
Oh, okay. And some other people. I really think that it appears that we have some momentum going with
Yes.
being able to do something with this. We got, down the road, we have our centennial coming up. They do national meetings. But I think more immediately, if the council thinks that we want to embrace this, which I think I do, at least try, is to reach out. And again, we don't want to dedicate staff time to it, but if we as a council can reach out to various people, maybe people that we rode with, get some input at the state level, at the regional level that they have, kind of find out some of those things, and then also the national level, and also General Motors, and see, is it worthy of a museum in the city of Oldsmar? Does General Motors, I know we would have the support of the national, I don't know if it would be financial or not, but from General Motors, or does General Motors just want to be done with it and move on, to the next car? I don't think that's the case.
They can do that, though.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't really need General Motors.
Except that they've got a lot of archive stuff, General Motors stuff that would be neat. And if we had, the forum to do it, I was telling Bruce, the city of Largo, the city of Safety Harbor, Dunny, they have names, but they don't have a name that's tied to anything.
Right.
And I think with the momentum that we have with the Oldsmobile Club, that, now's the time to strike when the iron's hot. And if they want to be a part of it and, use us as the tool to do that, I think it'd be great. And I just want to see if the council feels the same way, because I kind of get tired of explaining, to people what
Happened tonight with the Boy Scouts.
Mm-hmm. Well,
there were parents that didn't know why it's called Oldsmar.
And I think if we can take it to the next level and make it a destination and, and work towards it, like I was talking with Bruce, I got to think that the group that was here for Oldsmar Days went back and just spewed nothing but greatness about the city of Oldsmar. And I think, as Bruce said, they have, what did you call them, zone meeting? What?
Yes.
Zone, like annual zone meetings like the Southeast. Maybe they could have something like that here and work towards a national one on our centennial.
Yes.
Why don't you suggest that we put it on the agenda after calling this organization,
Yes.
the top of it, to come and meet with the council.
Yeah, and I think that kind of based on what our efforts determine, if we think that it's got the momentum, we have our annual meeting to prioritize things, and if we feel like we've really got the momentum, that's the point when then we put it on our top 10 list, and then we authorize time from the city.
We make our own momentum.
Yeah, but I think we
join us.
Right, but I think this. Yeah, they saw our momentum. Really, is what I think happened. They were excited. They couldn't thank us enough. They've never been thanked or shown, the open arms that we did when we had Oldsmar Days. So I think, again, strike while the iron's hot and, catch them before they're on to something else. But I think it's a great idea. I'm willing to reach out to Leo and to whoever else I can. And
I'll take care of the other guy.
yeah, and I don't know if we have, do we have like who was here in contact, that maybe we have an email list of all of them? Maybe we can, mail bomb them all. And
Mayor?
Yes.
You need to work through Bruce and the city manager's office to do this.
I can send an email.
Oh, yeah, sure, that's fine.
Yeah.
I can send an email just saying that.
Yeah, because we all need.
Because we're not asking for anything. I'm not just saying that this is an idea that the council discussed. Is it something that you would be, and then if they do, then we move forward, I think.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Leo's the main contact.
Yeah, okay.
It's the greasy wheel that gets the oil.
Yeah.
The greasy Oldsmobile wheel.
And Jerry Antozzi has all their contact information too.
Yeah.
And the Rays lost 7-4 in their opener.
Oh, Kathy is bummed out.
Yeah. I saw a little bit of it, but at any rate, baseball season's underway.
I'm moving away.
Relay for Life, you want to mention it one more time? Because this is the last time. When is it?
Well, Relay for Life, a lot going on. But
Yep.
the biggest, of course, is Relay for Life Festival. It's really a special family event, and that's at Canal Park on April 12th. And about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock is the opening ceremonies. It goes overnight. Come by anytime.
That's all I have. City Attorney, you got anything?
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead. Again? I need to give Janice like the opening council comments and the closing.
Okay, actually, on your note about that, I know Gabby got a card too, and they said, thank you so very much for the tour of Oldsmar and the visit to the Tampa Bay Downs. Great job. You all did a wonderful job at putting it all together for us, and we surely appreciate it. Thanks again. Best regards, Leo and Karen Stutzman from the Florida Oldsmobile Club. Now, that is huge. These cards are huge PR for us, because They just came with their cars before and they did their thing and they really didn't pay much attention. Now they all they wanted bumper stickers and they wanted all kinds of stuff, So we did a good job and it was great PR. One more thing I want to talk about. Ann is going to put this on. I want everybody to be paying attention out there in TV land. Ann's going to put this on the television station. It's called Utility Service Partners. It is the administrator of the National League of Cities Service Line Warranty Program. Has just been approved by licensed by the state of Florida to offer utility line warranties to local residents. So say you had a water line break from your house to the meter, and you would have to pay for that. And that could be very expensive. For a water line, you'd pay $5 a month. That would give you up to $4,000. The work is performed by a licensed local plumbers who will call the customer within 1 hour of filing a claim. Their repair is performed professionally and quickly, typically within 24 hours. Now, Ann will put up a telephone number and a name, Mike Madden. If you can also get a sewer line thing from your house to your sewer line for $7 a month. And it just might be worth it.
I think the city attorney ought to look at that first.
Who's that provided by?
This is provided by
Basically.
Service Line Warranty Program, Regional Government.
Let the city attorney look over that.
Basically, it sounds like an insurance policy.
It is an insurance policy. It is an insurance policy. And I mean, with what things cost, and downtown Oldsmar is old.
Well, make sure they.
And so is Country Club, and so is Harbor Palms. Those people might be interested in this. They don't have to take it.
Well, they need to make sure this is all legitimate.
It is all legitimate. It's from the National League of Cities. They have already approved, and it's licensed by the state of Florida to offer utility line warranties to local residents. Might not be a bad idea. I think I'm going to do it. So, I mean, some of these pipes are old in town. I mean, if your house is old, your pipes are old. Going to the.
Talking about Jerry?
Yeah, talking about Jerry again. Yeah, leave Jerry's pipes out of this.
Anything else?
Yeah, one of them, right. But anyway, I just wanted everybody to know about it, so.
Mayor, every meeting,
Go check, just check
I
the
skipped over
city,
her.
check the city website and TV station if you're interested. That's all I wanted to say. And yes, please come out Saturday for the Women's Club tea. It's a real honest to goodness English tea. It is adorable, and the food is scrumptious. So that's all I have to say.
You sure?
I think so.
Need a motion to approve the tentative agenda?
So moved.
Need a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes, meeting adjourned. With the